Thank you, Rory. Thank you, Nick. Thank you, Caroline, for inviting me here. Thank you, students from the Imperial College and from the Royal College of Art, and friends that you came here to listen to our speech, to our session here. My remembrance, 28 years ago. I remember when we were finishing the last models for the degree show. And yes, we steer up. It's a very interesting combination to combine engineers or engineer-driven and business-driven students with art and design-driven students. And this is something I like to see and I like to follow up. And I think it's a very interesting combination. So yeah, my history was more or less explained. And, but history is not interesting because that's for marketing people, they look back. Designers, we have a vision, we look forward. So let's look forward. One of the places I always joined was the Queen Arms, and opposite Queen Arms in the old days was the Coys of Kensington. And there we always went to look at the nice cars we once liked to have. I never had one because they climb in price, and in our profession, the income is not so high to have 2 or 3 Ferraris or Lotuses. What our customers, what are not changing the world is, of course, the Mini customer. That is Park Lane, the Mayfair studio, the Mayfair showroom. You probably, when you get your parents' check when you're graduating, you can go there and pick one up of these cars. And okay, what's today's theme? What is design? Of course, you are in a master's degree course on the Royal College, and the rest is in this STIR course, so you have already thought about what is design. One important word is from Ovid: beauty stems from the truth. So only what is true is beautiful. You cannot make it artificially. It always has a true value, should have a true value as a background. And the definition of art, in contrary, but in combination with the aesthetics and design, is the fine, the true, and the good. So here again, you see the true. Today we are always used to put things into formula, and as an artist or a designer, it's nearly impossible. But if you are clever, you can do it. And I should tell you, try to do scientific elaboration in order to argue what you're doing. And this is a trial. So it's not mathematical true formula, it's a self-invention. But it always helps. In Japan, people are crazy. Oh, Germans invented design formula. Oh. So actually what it says, and it's true, you know, design is a function over the form in the technical, economic, and social aspect, depending on the time you do it, of course, it's a time factor. And very important, the factor of the personal input of the individual designer in 3-, 2-, and 1-dimensional form. Design is always an individual task. It's not a committee thing, it's not a neutral thing. Behind every product a designer does, you can see when it's authentically designed, the person who did it. What is Mini? Mini, our most important asset, is authenticity. Authenticity over time, from the original to the original, not being fashionable, changing the form language every day. We are lucky. We are a young company, we are a young brand, but we are quite old. Next year, Mini will be 50 years old, more or less my age. And so we always try to develop this sort of from the original to the original. And when you look at the 1959 Mini to the today's Mini, how sensible and how evolutionary the design form language was developed. We have a little sister company who did the same thing. And also the success of Porsche with the 911, and this is the so-called 911 analogy, where in the more or less same time frame from 1963, we started a little bit earlier, 1959, to today, the form language step by step evolved, and you can still drive a 1963 Porsche today or a Mini from 1959. Even they are classics, they are valid from the form language point of view, and a lot of cars of those days are outdated and no more value, have no more value in their formal aspect. Another famous Loewy formula is the most advanced yet acceptable rich. What is Schnittmenge? What is the part of common design language you should keep in order that you can recognize a product to a forefather product, and how much you have to have new in order that the that a customer has enough desirability to buy. This is a very delicate balance. If you overlap too much, it's again the same product, and if you spread out too far, you have a new product which does not connect to the form vocabulary of the existing or the pre-product. This is very important for keeping used car value price. The value of an old product is only as good as the next product does not devaluate it. And if you devaluate your pre-product too often, customers don't buy these products anymore, because you don't want to get shown every 3 years you have an old car or old product. What is the heritage of Mini? Very difficult question. Now it's owned by a German company, run by a Black Forest designer. At least studied 1 year in England, so a little bit of Britishness is in my blood. And, but also Isigonis was not British. So he was a Greek, born in Turkey, in then still Greek, Smyrna, Izmir, with English passport, Greek father, and a German mother. So Mini was always not only one car. Today, Mini is meant to be a one-product company, but it was historically not. And we now develop, as you see, the convertible Clubman, which you already see on the road in London. Historically, Mini was more or less the inventor of the platform strategy. There was 4 brands: Mini, Austin, Riley, Wolseley, 3 box designs, pickups, panel vans, Mokes, convertibles, everything possible, and then all the kit cars which you had in the 60s out of legal reasons in England. So a multitude of possibilities as a heritage or gene point of view we have in our bank, and we will play with it the next few years. Now our production facility is still in England. It's in Oxford. So we are British produced, German designed, but my team is international and globally sold. So from the sources of 1959 to today, in the last 50 years, this brand, or this product, it was never a brand because it was just a product, went through a big change. It was always run by transfer thinkers. Isigonis was, if you read his books or the books about him, not a very easy person. He was very stubborn.